Another month has rolled around, but let's take a look back at the month of October. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today. It's that time where we take a look back at the past month, see how things have gone as far as training. We'll talk about races, both already run and what's coming up on the race calendar. We'll look at what's coming up on the channel, talk about anything new that I may have tried over the month, and of course, we'll finish things off with our monthly Spotify playlist drop. So we're going to start things out like we always do with a look back at training. All right, we have made it to October. It is still warm and sunny here at the start of spooky season. So, of course, we are still trying to manage hydration and manage the heat and everything. Hopefully, it will start cooling off fairly soon. But for the most part, for this week, we are going to be continuing with our training plan. I am starting the month off with a cold, just a little cold. So I'm a little bit sore all over, a little bit of congestion, but no biggie. I can get over it in a few days, and we are going to focus on our training plan, which is going to include some easy runs, some conditioning, one day of uphill running, and a long run for the weekend where I am once again going to be practicing my pace for my 3-hour segments that I'm going to be doing for the 24-hour race in November. So it's just going to be more of the same. I am hoping for things to go well for the long run, but that's about it for now. I am easing back into conditioning and finding that it's not as terrible as I thought it was. So here's hoping we have a good week. I'll catch up with you after the weekend. All right, back for another week of October. First week of training, I feel went really well. I'm keeping up with my conditioning. I am keeping up with mileage. Finished a half semester at school, so that's 2 classes out of the way. I've got a week off now, and then I'm starting back into some more classes. But yeah, feeling overall positive about everything. I managed to think through a race strategy and practice that with my long run on Saturday, which was a 3-hour long run. Very slow because, again, my pace is going to have to be very slow to keep up for 24 hours and make sure that I can still keep going by the end of it. But I think that I've kind of figured out some pacing and fueling strategies for that. So now we're going to get into back-to-back long runs starting this week, so I can start putting some of those strategies to use. So this is going to be a couple of easy runs, a couple of conditioning runs, and then back-to-back long runs on Friday and Saturday. Got to figure out how I'm going to fit that in because I do have some stuff coming up on Saturday. May have to run half of it in the morning, half of it towards the evening, but I'll get it figured out. But I am going to get those miles in. So just getting some more miles under my legs and feeling tired and still going through and running anyway. So that's the name of the game from here on out, is just pushing forward, adding miles, making sure that my body is able to keep up with everything that I need to do. So that's the plan for this week. Easy runs, a little bit of conditioning, and back-to-back long runs. So feeling positive with how things are going right now. And I, of course, will do some more in-depth filming so that I can do some training videos. And I'll catch up with you after those 2 long runs at the end of the week. All right, we're back for another week of October training. Last week actually went really well, better than I thought it was going to. Even with a lot of time constraints and everything, I still managed to fit everything in. Did my first back-to-back long run days at the pace that I plan on maintaining for the 24-hour race. So nice and slow, got a lot of miles in, feeling pretty good about it. So today is going to be a week where we kind of pull back a little bit on the mileage. We're doing some cross training. We're doing a couple of conditioning workouts, some short, easy runs. I'm going to do a long run that's about hour 45, maybe 2 hours, and then going camping over the weekend. So I'm going to be doing some hiking and things like that. So I'll still be moving, but just not really pushing it this weekend. So yeah, feeling pretty positive about everything. Health is improving. kind of working a little bit on nutrition, just a little bit at a time. So starting classes again this week. My fall break is over, so getting back into a routine of getting some classes done. So yeah, overall, we're not doing too badly. So I will catch up with you next week after camping. All right, we're back for another week of training. I'm going into this one with super sore glutes, and I don't know where that came from, but it's something that I'm going to have to deal with this week. Probably going to have to call my physical therapist and see what I can do about it. But last week was lower mileage and nice long recovery period over the weekend, and this week we're going to start building back up again with a little bit more focus on some mobility. So I'm hoping that'll help just a little bit, but we are aiming for some mobility, some conditioning, some easy runs, and then building back up for the longer runs on the weekend, making sure that I can be out for longer periods of time. So yeah, a lot of what you would expect for higher mileage training for something that's going to be a longer race, in this case 24 hours. So overall, going into this feeling a little shaky just because dealing with glute pain, which I know is probably stemming from lower back. But we're going to see if maybe a trip to the PT and some mobility and some stretching, foam rolling, see if that can get us through. And I'll catch up with you after the long run. And here we are at the end of October. Had a great week last week. Everything went well, nice and easy. Long run was split up over 2 days, and my Saturday part of the long run, I was able to split it up and practice what it's going to feel like to run on tired legs and then take a break and then get back into it. So that was a great experiment. This week is going to be a little more of the same. We're doing some easy runs, a little bit of conditioning, and then at the end of the week, instead of back-to-back long runs, we're going to have one super long run on Saturday, and that's where we're going to practice putting some stuff together and doing the 8-mile running chunk, followed by an extended break in order to rest and refuel, followed by another 8 miles. So we're going to see how that turns out and how we're feeling. So may do a short form video based off of that. But other than that, we are sticking to the plan today. Right now, I am on the schedule to just do a 1 hour easy walk. So that's what we're doing before we get back into easy runs and conditioning for the rest of the week. That's where we are headed into November. So gonna take things inside and talk about our thoughts on the month. And there you go. A look at how training has gone over the month of October. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with how things are gone. I feel that slowing things down to practice the actual race pace and the fueling has been really beneficial. And I feel like this is something that I can keep up over the next race. So pretty happy with it. I do wish that I weren't dealing with so many niggles in like the calves and the hamstrings, but all I can do is the best I can and just keep toughing through some of the worst parts of it, because a lot of times they do tend to work themselves out and get a little bit better, and then I can keep on going. So that is the plan for now. Looking ahead to the race calendar, obviously I did not run any races this month because I am focused wholly on training right now, and I've just got a whole lot going on. There's really no time to travel and do races at the moment, but I am focused on this next race, which is the Sunset 24-hour Endurance Challenge, which is going to be in Benton. It is the day after Thanksgiving, starting at 7:30 in the evening and going until 7:30 in the evening the next day. So make sure that you stay tuned to the channel so you can see how that went. As far as other races coming up, I don't have anything definite on the calendar right now, just because my schedule is so up in the air with having 2 kids, with having parents that I am looking after all the time, with various travel that is going on, with school. It's just hard to plan right now. And so I'm trying to add things into the calendar as I can fit them in. But other than that, there's nothing huge on the calendar coming up other than next October, which is going to be a relay race, and I will have more information on that as things are developed. So make sure that you stay tuned for that information. Looking back to things that I have tried over the past month, first of all, I have tried Go-Go Squeeze Active. Now, obviously, Go-Go Squeeze has gotten the word that a lot of endurance runners are using their pureed apples and vegetables and fruits and stuff like that in order to get a quick refuel while we are out on a trail. And so they have developed these that are a mixture of different fruits and also have electrolytes. They're around 60 calories a packet, the ones that I have been using. And I found that after an hour or so of activity that I can throw one of those back along with a couple of other things in order to top off my supply and keep me going for another hour or so before I can do a full refuel. And it's worked really well. Obviously it's pureed, and so it goes down easily, doesn't mess with my stomach. The taste is great, so you may want to give this a try. Also, I have tried out Mortal Hydration, and this is a brand that is new to me. It's something that came in a sample pack that I received, and so far I've tried a couple of the regular flavors and have enjoyed them so far. They have been refreshing. They have been great at keeping me hydrated. There's also a salty version of each flavor that I'm going to be trying soon, so I'm going to be giving those a shot and seeing how those work, as well as replacing electrolytes and things like that. So make sure that you are staying tuned to the channel, because I do throw shorts up occasionally where I will taste test something so you can see how that's working out. Next, let's look ahead at what's going to be coming up on the channel. Obviously, I'm going to be sticking with more of the one video per week going out, because I'm still having to balance life and YouTube, and so it's kind of tricky right now, but we are going to continue with at least one video a week and sometimes some shorts thrown in as well. We are going to have some more training videos. We are going to have another Run the USA where we are looking at the state of Tennessee. If you have suggestions for races to run in Tennessee, drop those down in the comments below. And obviously we're going to have the race video from the Sunset 24-hour endurance race, as well as a video that I'm going to put together showing some of the prep that I am doing for it, what I am putting together for my own aid station, and so on. Next up for our Run the Year update, where I am trying to run 2,024 miles over the year of 2024. And looking at where we are right now, as of the recording of this video, I am at 1,785.22 miles. So I am still on track to get this finished before the end of the year. As of right now, I am a little bit ahead of schedule as far as finishing before the end of the year. So if I average, say, 5.74 miles per day, which is my usual average, I could finish by December 18th. So we'll see how that goes. Overall, I have 238 miles to go between now and the end of the year, so I'm feeling positive about how that's going to go. And finally, just like we do every month, we're going to have a link in the description to the Spotify playlist of the month. So if you have a short race coming up, or maybe a short run, a 5K, something like that, you're just looking for something new to listen to, then you can give this a shot. Maybe it'll give you some ideas. And of course, every month I have some sort of a theme, so all of that's going to be down in the description below. Also, there's going to be a link to the 2024 playlist, which is everything that has been in every monthly playlist so far this year. And finally, you'll find a link to Welcome to the Geek Den. This is a running playlist that has been put together by people just like you. So if you have suggestions for songs that you would like to see on that playlist, make sure that you drop those down in the comments below. That does it for this month. I know this is kind of a short update, but honestly, the only thing that has been going on is training, and more training. But if you'd like to stay up to date on everything that I have coming out, make sure that you click that subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it makes sure that you get notified every time that I upload. You could also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for being here with me for another month. I am so glad you are here. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I will see you later.